What's up, members? Welcome to lesson 3. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about, we're just going to look at must have, what a trader must have in order to be ready to trade the financial market, or in order to be ready to start participating in the financial markets. So there are a couple of things that you need to have apart from getting the information, the knowledge, and all that. But you also need some few things to make sure they are ready for you. They're ready so that you can participate in the forex market. So, to begin with, forex market, it's a business, right? So you deal with money issues. So it is very important that you should make sure that at least you have a bank account, right? So you need to have a checklist of things and to make sure that you have a bank account and your bank account is working, and it actually has a Visa card, right? So make sure you have a Visa card on your pocket with you and with a valid bank account. And apart from that, make sure that um, you have activated that account for international transactions. So whenever you go to the bank, you tell them that I want to be doing purchase. I want to be purchasing things online using my Visa card. So I want you to activate my card for international transactions. So they'll probably activate that for you, and it is your duty to make sure your Visa card is activated. Mostly, some Visa cards are already activated, but some you just need to do that, right? So another thing that you need to have is an identity card. So yeah, an identity card and or a passport. Most of the times when you're signing up with brokers, they want to know your identity. They want to know who you are, right? Whether you are a citizen of, they just want to be sure who you are. So they need your identity card or your passport. So if you have any of this, you're good. If you have both of this, you're good also. Another thing is a bank statement, and this is very important. Almost every broker that you're going to sign in will ask you for a bank statement. The reason why they need a bank statement is what they want to verify um, your location. Okay, the bank statement actually has an address of where you live. They also want to just verify that you actually have a bank account and you should be able to make transaction. So it's not quite a big deal. Most people, they run away from brokers that ask these things, but you shouldn't be afraid. It's just part of the process that you need to go through. So to continue from that, another thing that you need is a Forex Broker. Right? You need to have a Forex Broker, the one that you're going to be using when you're learning, when you're practicing, even when you start trading. So yeah, you should also consider that. So remember, I always advise you guys to use the broker that I use, because that's the one I feel more comfortable, because I've actually been with them for a couple of 6 months, and I can't complain anything. They're actually a good broker. They offer very nice thing. So you can actually find the link to the broker that I use in the link description, in the description of this video or any of the videos that you've been watching. Yeah, so make sure you actually register with our own broker, our broker that we're using. So another thing that you need to have, make sure you get, is a trading platform. So yeah, you need to have a trading platform, and make sure you get a trading platform. It's a must have. uh, the trading platform, we already talked about these things, eh? So make sure you get any of your favorite. You can get MT4 or MT5, or you can get CTrader. And another trading platform that you need to have is analyzing platform. Yeah, we need an analyzing platform, and this one is also good, not a must, but I would advise you to get analyzing platform. Why? Because it will make you um, feel more professional when you're doing your things. Because I feel like it's not professional to be analyzing when you're MT4, your whatever platform that you're using. But if you use it, if you find it an analyzing platform on your phone, that would be nice. Remember, we already talked about these things. So if you don't remember any of these things, just make sure you go back to the videos and watch, because I don't want to make these videos long. Okay, so another thing that you need is apart from apart from is you need additional apps. Let's not get there first. Let's say you need a diary. I don't know if that's how you write a diary or what, but you need a diary, also called a trading journal. Yeah, so you need these things. You need a trading journal, and you need something like a diary that you should be writing whatever you are going through. And trust me, if you're going to get a journal, or if you have been writing down everything that I've been teaching you from the beginning, you would never want to look back to actually remind yourself what you're doing, because if you're writing these things down, it's going to be very nice, because that's the only best way you can get to master things quick, by writing them down. Okay, so yeah, you need a journal, you need a diary, so that you can always be writing whatever whenever you take trades. um Whenever you take a loss, you just compare everything that you're going through. Like if things are working, you're going to see from there. Like you can always do a review every day before you sleep. You can always write every day before you sleep. So you need to be like more professional, whereby whatever you're doing on the forex markets, just make sure you write it down, right? No matter anything, like I can say, write everything down, because that's a blueprint. When you leave the forex markets today, tomorrow, that's where you start from. But if you don't like anything, tomorrow you start from the very same point. You make the same mistakes over and over again. So you need a trading journal, and it's a must-have. So another thing is that you need additional trading apps. Yeah, so you need additional trading platforms. So what are these additional trading platforms? So these additional trading platforms are like you need to install investing. Just go on trading on your Google Store or Play Store. Just search investing.com. This is a must have, right? Must have. So let me just go back and do a little bit of this. Okay, so these are the things that I would recommend you to get. Um, oops. Okay, I would recommend you Standard Bank. It's actually good and fast. On identity card, you can see what you want to use, the bank transactions. Sometimes they don't need a bank statement, so what they need is a utility. I don't know, utility bill statement. I don't know what you're going to use, but a utility bill statement can either be what you use when you're paying, when you're buying electricity or you're buying water. There's actually an address. The whole thing of asking for your bank statement is that they want to be sure of where you stay. Okay, so another thing is a Forex Broker. So I would recommend you guys to use Paperstone. um, The link is actually below, so don't bother searching Paperstone. Just use the link that I've given you to make you feel much more safer. And then analyzing platforms, trading platforms that you need to get. You can either get whatever you like, but on my side, this is what I use. I use Trader, and you can even get MT4 or MT5. You can choose. And analyzing platforms, it's trading view. This one is a must-have. Trading view. So daily journal, you'll see what to get, but you need to get it. You need to have a trading journal. Additional platforms is where we are right now. Investing.com, and if you get investing.com, it's gonna be good. Let me see what other apps you need. Yeah, but if you get investing.com, maybe you can also get CNBC. This is actually where you follow up the news, what's happening, this and that, but it's not actually a big deal to get this one. But if you can have it, it's fine, it's cool. All right. And then having said that, let's move on. So remember we learned about pairs. So this is also must have. You need to find only, I'm saying only because I want you guys just to focus on a few things. So list only 6 pairs or 6 instruments. Focus on. I'm not saying that you're going to be trading on all these 6, but what you can do is the first month you can actually focus on the first 6, and then the second month you can actually filter and remove what you feel like it's not actually looking nice to you, maybe 2, and then you'll be left with, or you can remove with 1, you'll be left with 5. Then after a month you remove 1, you'll be left with few. But if you can just filter all, and then maybe the first week you try something, then you don't feel like it's nice, but if only 1 week is not enough for you to find out whether this thing works or not, but you need a couple of time. But you can even just go direct to the pairs that you should look at. So I'll just give you like the pairs that are really nice, that you can actually focus on, that have been actually trading. So the first one is GBPJPY. It's actually nice, and consider that to put it on your list. It's actually nice. The second one is actually USD JPY. It's also good. If you can actually also consider it, it's also going to be good. Another one is CAD. CAD JPY is actually nice. You might see that these are correlating pairs. They actually behave in the same way, but these are actually nice pairs. And you can also consider getting if you would want, maybe if you would want, but this is more riskier. XAUUSD, that's gold, but it's more riskier. So just make sure that you're playing with small lot sizes. But you will see what to add on the other side. But you can also add you can also add GBP USD. You can also add that one. It's also cool. The rest you're going to find out on your own as you go. So that's not a big deal. Thing that you need to have is Yeah. So another thing that you need to have is you need to be teachable throughout, right? As you're doing your forex, you need to be teachable. Like you have to accept everything that you're going to get on the market, and you need to be teachable. If that thing is you're trying, it's not working, you need to understand that that thing is not working. If that thing you're trying and you're trying, it's working, please repeat it, repeat it. If it's working, repeat it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, that means it doesn't work. So you need to understand that some things in forex are gonna work on certain pairs, and some things in forex are not gonna work on certain pairs, and you need to be ready to that truth, right? So that's gonna help you. You need to be teachable from the books. Whatever you read from the books, if they're telling you this and that, and then you go practice on the trade. If you find that then it's not working, you should actually know that things have evolved, because those books were written 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but things are changing on a daily basis. So you have to conform with to what the market is telling you. If you do certain things that work, stick to those things. If you do certain things that don't work, try them again. If they don't work, try them again. If they don't work, leave it and focus on the things that work, right? So we don't want you to waste time on things that don't work. That's the whole purpose of you getting a mentorship, you being on this course, because other people are learning on their own, but they're actually facing everything in the game. So actually facing everything in the game, it's learning the hard work. So you have to learn the smart way, whereby you need someone who should give you a blueprint to focus on the things that actually work. So you have to remain teachable. And if you remain teachable, you're going to earn as much as you can. And another thing you need to have is consistency, right? This is actually a must, right? This is actually a must. You need to be consistent on the things that you're learning. If we're saying go practice this, try this, make sure you're consistent enough. You're consistent enough. You try today, you try tomorrow, 3 times a day, 3 times or whatever. It's gonna stick. You're gonna internalize as fast as possible. Don't just get the materials and then sit on them like a week and month and then come back and do this. You're not gonna be consistent. That's not being consistent, and it's gonna take you actually ages, because the whole concept of getting a mentor, we want to actually give you a straight edge to your trading success, right? We don't want to complicate things. Otherwise, you need to be consistent, right? You just may have to make sure that you are showing up your hustle, practicing, doing it on a daily basis, and make sure that everything is actually pretty good. So yeah, consistency is a key. Is key. There are a lot of things that you need to have, and I might not mention everything. There are some things you will get along as we go. But now I want to talk about um, must not have, things that you don't need to have as a trader. And it's very important to not have these things in your early stage. Please, I say, it's very important to not have these things in your early stage. So the very first thing you don't need to have in the first stage is which, right? You don't need to have this thing in your village quick. You don't have to uh, feel like you want to make a lot of money, you want to buy this, you want to do this, you want to be rich, you want to what. No, remove this mindset of rich quick, right? If you're going to remove this mindset of rich quick and just focus on the skill, things are gonna be pretty good for you, right? You're actually learning something that's gonna stay in you forever. Like this is actually generation worthy. If you learn these skills, you're going to actually pass them on to your friends. But if you want let quick, you won't even have a blueprint of how you made it, how things happen. Things can happen overnight, but the thing is, quick stuff don't last. But if you actually have a good foundation of whatever you are doing, the things that you have been doing, even if you go broke today, tomorrow, if you have the materials, you'd still come back in the game. So don't have the mindset of rich quick. Just focus on the skill and things are going to play out. So as we are continuing, some of the things that we need to have is um, don't be greedy. Don't have greed in this game. If it happens that you're making money, please don't be greedy, right? If making it $10 a day is actually nice, is actually enough for you because you don't have actually a lot of things to take care on your side. But if you can make $10, $20 a day, for you starters, I would just encourage you, if you start making money, just focus on making at least $5 a day, $10 a day. That's enough. That's enough, right? Until you actually master the skill. Because the more you master the skills, the more you actually expand. Yeah, you start looking at bigger positions whereby you'll be making maybe 100 grand a day, 200 grand a day, 300 grand a day, something like that. So just start small and grow big, right? So greatest empires were actually built bit by bit. So you have to also consider that. Don't have greedy, okay? So a lot of people have actually lost money because of greedy and all that. So another thing that you need to focus on is um, don't be a sniffing dog. Don't be a sniffing dog. Don't jump. What I mean is that you shouldn't jump from strategy. strategy. Yeah, you shouldn't jump from strategy to strategy. What I'm trying to say is that social media actually plays a big impact on us, whereby whenever you open your phone, you see a certain trader just popping money, popping champagne, doing this, to be like, I have a powerful strategy that works. I have something that you can learn in just 2 minutes. So I have this and that and all that. Bro, don't fall for scams. Don't fall for that thing that are actually going to disturb you. Actually just gonna, like, you know, so don't just jump from strategy to strategy. If you actually focus on one thing and master it, it's going to be so nice for you. And what I'm actually teaching you is something that has been tested over and over again by professionals, and it has actually worked, and it actually works on a daily basis. So don't be a sniffing dog. Don't be um, a strategy prostitute who just jump from this thing, just jump from this thing. So if you actually do that, that's not being consistent. That's not being disciplined. You're not gonna master your things. Like in a long run, when you look back on the things that you have done, you wouldn't have to be able to hold yourself accountable because you've actually been changing things, like, you know. So don't jump from strategy to strategy. Focus on the thing that I'm teaching you. If you focus on them, you're actually going to see that things are going to be pretty good, right? So another thing that you don't need to have as a trader, you don't need to compare yourself with other trader. So you need to be yourself, right? You need to be yourself. You need to understand that in this life, we all have different stories. In this life, we all have different blessings. And in this life, we all have different days, boom and bust season. So you need to understand that whenever maybe some of your friends around you are actually making it before you, or somebody just started yesterday and made it before you, don't be taken out by that, right? Just be yourself, learn your honors, and don't compare yourself with others. If you're making money than others, just be humble, be cool, just look at yourself, and yeah, in as far as you know what you're doing, that's cool, right? So don't actually compare yourself when other people are doing great, or other people are doing what have you. Just focus on yourself, be yourself. Actually, just what I've actually said, that you need to be teachable, right? So on the must not have, you don't have to compare yourself, it should be, right? So I mean, you don't have to compare yourself with others, but instead you should always be willing to learn from others, like how people are doing, how managing things and all that. So that's the most thing that you need to have. Otherwise, reaching this far, we've actually reached to the end of the lesson for today. So make sure you get yourself these things, because in the next lesson we'll start going on the charts. We start actually learning how we approach the forex market, what actually happens in the forex market. So otherwise, I thank you for being patient, looking into these things, because the most important part of the building is the part that you don't see, and this is actually the part that most people don't see. So um, nonetheless, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for subscribing to my course, and have a very good day or night.